Alrighty guys, what is going on? So I decided to make this quick video here before I get onto the lake this weekend. Stay tuned for those videos. I'm going to do some smallmouth fishing and some other cool creek fishing. So as you can see, we have the goldfish right there. There's the large marge. They're coming up to bite my finger. I'm going to get some underwater shots for you guys. I have the filter turned off so I don't have any background noise. But I wanted to talk about like how I got this whole pond set up and how you guys can. How to make like a low maintenance sort of pond, I guess one would say. So yeah, I gotta find a place to set up this GoPro. So I'll be right back as I find a place to do this. I wanted to talk sort of about like how you can set up one of these small little backyard low maintenance ponds by yourself. This pond took me about 2 days to build. It wasn't all that much. Even though I did have a smaller hole dug out for my smaller pond I had here before, you can build this in a couple of days. And like this pond is basically like barely any maintenance, maybe like an hour for the whole week, like maybe a couple times a day, come out and feed the fish, and maybe clean the pump out. That's about it. So I'm going to tell you guys the supplies you're going to need to make a pond like this. So to start off, the most expensive part of this pond was the rock work. I mean, that might sound weird, but the rocks was the most expensive part. You don't need the rocks, so that's like just something if you want to make it look nice, you need the rocks. But like if you live in an area like let's say in Florida or something where you got all that grass and sand, you don't need the rocks. You can just pea gravel like this, just put it over the liner so you can't see it when the liner's above the ground. It helps protect the liner from the UV rays from the sun and makes it last longer. And if you live in, I guess, any sort of area with rough soil, like we got clay soil here, so you want to get any, I guess you want to get liner over 15 millimeters thick. Nothing under 25. Definitely do not get anything under 25. Because as you can see, we got a lot of pea gravel around here that'll just kind of puncture the liner. If it like when the pond settles, it'll puncture the liner. So what you're gonna need is, I would say, this is I think a 12 by 15 foot liner, depending on how big your pond. But I'd say if you want to make it around this size, this is around a 400 gallon pond. It goes down pretty deep, so 12 by 15 should work. If you live in an area like me where it has the potential of freezing over in the winter, but doesn't always freeze over, I would recommend getting the 75 millimeter thickness and making it deeper so the fish have more water to swim around in the winter when there's less oxygen. And definitely, so another thing you're gonna want is plants. Definitely get plants. Like I didn't really buy any besides the rocks for this pond. I found these in a local pond. Just went over to the bank, picked them up, threw them in here, and they grew. And they actually, I don't know, I think they've done flowering. They actually just did flower. But you want to trim off some of the dead ones. You want to let a little bit get to the bottom so it has sort of a natural, I guess, settlement like a pond should, where they can make some sediment on the bottom. As you can see, there's a decent amount of sediment in this pond, which is fine. I mean, I'm trying to make it as natural as possible for them. I don't want it to be like crystal clear water. They get scared if they see a bird. And murky water, it might not look the best, but as long as the parameters are good, the fish can live in murky water. I mean, there's murky ponds all around the United States of America, and the fish actually in murky water puts less stress on them because they don't panic if a bird flies over. They feel more secure in the murky water. They're not going to feel as like fragile. As you can see, the goldfish kind of sucks up a lot of the excess debris and food. But yeah, plants do provide natural filtration and they oxygenate the water. Definitely get some lily pads in there. You don't have to. You can get like 1 or 2 bulbs, throw them down there. They should grow within a month. Like I have a couple bulbs. I have one big one down there in the bottom. I have a couple littler ones. You can see this little lily pad right there. Those are in the shallow water. And you're going to want to make a shallow and a deep part. And so this is about 6 to a foot deep right here. 6 inches to a foot deep. And we have the 4 foot section right here. And if you do run a pump, you're going to want to make like a little area for that. Put some rocks over it. Make it so you can still... What are you doing, dude? There's no rabbits down there, dude. But yeah, you're going to want to make a deeper part of the pond for the pump. Now, a pump isn't necessary. Like I am running most of the time just my aerator, and as you can see, it's a pretty sturdy aerator. I actually have 3 here. I have 1 in the shallow water, and I have 2 right there. So it gives the water plenty of motion, so it's not all stagnant, and it provides the water with oxygen, which the fish need if you're making a smaller pond like this. I'd recommend getting some hardier fish, let's say native fish. Goldfish would do fine, just don't release them. Just give them to someone if you don't want them. Never put them in the creeks, because I caught this guy in a creek, and they will get extremely invasive, and they will just kind of repopulate, take over the creek. There'll be so many of these guys. But yeah, goldfish are a cool addition. Smaller panfish, like I have a little sunfish in here. A small bass, you won't be able to keep him in here for his whole life, but a smaller bass would do good in here, like this guy's doing good in here. Hopefully I got him in that GoPro down there. I don't know if you guys can see the GoPro. It's just no, you can't. It's chilling right down there. I'm getting some good angles of them feeding. It should be still recording. But definitely get mosquito eaters. Now the one problem with having like bass and panfish, gamefish, they eat the little mosquito guppies that eat all these freaking mosquitoes. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna end up releasing the sunfish and put a ton of, I guess, mosquito guppies, western mosquito guppies, just so the bass can still eat them, but there'll still be some to eat the stupid mosquitoes that go in here, because these mosquitoes get outrageous in the summer. So definitely get some western mosquito guppies. And actually, I would recommend getting a bucket like that to cover all your electrical stuff, or any like PVC tube to cover your electrical supplies. But yeah, this is a pretty cheap pond to set up, I guess. Without the rocks, would have been a whole bunch cheaper. But everything inside of the pond, the fish, the wood inside, the plants, it's all from around here. So you don't got to worry about spending money on all that stuff. I mean, it looks good for what it is. I mean, it's a little backyard pond. It's no bigger than a bathtub. I mean, it looks good. I'll zoom out a little bit. Oh, zoomed out. And I do need to trim up the garden work around here. It's kind of overgrown. That looks good right there. But this is bad. This needs to be trimmed. I'll probably do that sometime tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, you can just let this, I just kind of let this grass grow right here, as you can see. And the pond also attracts other animals like birds and stuff like that. As you can see, there's a ton of freaking bird poop on the rocks, of course, which gets annoying. Yeah, it does attract other wildlife. And if you do run into the problem with a, I guess, let's say crane or heron coming over your pond, you can buy like a net. Like I had that problem, so I put a cast net over my pond, and it turned out pretty good. Nothing really happened to it after that. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good pond. I mean, nothing wrong with it. I mean, the little fish are doing happy. The fish are doing good. They look happy. They seem to be doing fine. And that goldfish, I think that goldfish is like 3 years old now. That's the one I had in that one creek video. It has like over 1.5 million views or something. I think it has like 1,036,000 views. That's just insane. But yeah, that's the goldfish. That's the famous goldfish right there, as you guys can see. An internet sensation. That's what he is. But yeah, I'm kind of just rambling on, trying to figure out what else I should say about this pond. I would show you guys my turtle tank and my native fish tank right now, but I'm doing some work to it, so I don't want to give you guys, I don't want to like show it to you while it's like looking horrible, because I'm working on it. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy these type of videos, and give me some input, like smash the like button, because I know you guys like these videos, and just comment what I should do to make this pond better, what you guys want to see inside the pond. I have a cool fish I wanted to put in here if I can catch him while I'm on the lake this weekend, because you can't really buy him. But it should be a pretty neat addition if I do catch one. It's going to be really, I don't think I've ever seen it before, besides one YouTuber that does other videos about ponds. But yeah, so I will see you guys, I guess, next video. Hopefully I'll make a video this weekend about me catching some cool small jaws. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.